Hi, hello everyone. This is Satish from AVS channel, and today we are going to discuss about variables in Java. Very important. Okay, in Java, the variables are classified into three types: local variable, a global variable, also called instance variable, and third one is static, also called as class variable. Okay, let us see one by one. What is the local variable? Is basically okay. Which variable? Which variable declares declare inside the method or block method or block, I mean, which means like open and close. Okay, so the which variables are declared inside the method or block, we can call it is a local variable. And what about the global variable? Which variable which variable are declare outside method or block, outside method or block, and immediate 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 class or after the class, right? Which variable is declared inside the class outside of the method. Okay, immediate class. If you are declaring any variable, as we can call it as a global variable or instance variable. For example, class, okay, student. So now I'm going to declare immediately after the class if int id equal to 101, right? 101. Like this, if you are declaring after the class immediately, we can go we can call it is a instance variable or global variable. Okay, and one more variable. Which variable? Which variable? The variable starts with or declared with static keyword. Static keyword for any variable, we can call it as a static variable. For example, we'll take say static int marks equal to 69. Okay, this is instance, or else instance variable. This is instance variable, and this is static variable. This static variable. Now coming to the method, just I will take one more example for the local variable. If, for example, I take a public void add, taking some simple method, and open close. If you are declared inside the method, any method, you are declared inside the method, yes, int average, or else again just I will take age. Okay, age is like 35. So this is a global variable. Sorry, this is a local variable because you are declared inside the method. You are declared inside the method. That's what we can call it is a local variable. This is local variable. Clear? Let us see one example. I will take simple example. Okay, that is class class student. Okay, class student, and then immediately class int age equal to, for example, 25. Okay, what we can call immediately after the class, yes, we can call it is instance. Okay, instance. Then you can take uh, static int id equal to id equal to 101. Okay, and this is a static variable. This is a static variable. Next, I will take one method, public void display. Display. This is one method inside this. Okay, I'm taking like a string name equal to Satish. Okay, and string name equal to Satish. And if I want to print here, I still have to use system out println system out dot println. Okay, name name is plus. Okay, so that we can call this is a uh, instance variable and static variable and a local variable. Now the local variable cannot appear into the outside of the method. Okay, one this is available within the method only. Okay, this Satish variable visible only in the block. Only in the block. If you want to access outside of the method, now let us, for example, the same system or printer len. You want to use outside of the method. Okay, now method is closed. Then here want to use the name and the name no scope here no scope and no memory no memory name no memory for the local variable local variable once it is out out of the block once it is out of the block. Okay, only there is a scope and memory is available for the local variable how long it is available in the block, that's it. So we can call like a scope and lifetime of the variable. If you understand this, very easy. Lifetime 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 of the variable. Scope is nothing but how long the variable visible, how long variable visible in the program. Okay, visible or appeared visible in the program, visible in the program. Okay, and coming to the lifetime, how long it is available, how long it is available in the memory, available available in the memory. Okay, in the memory location. There is scope and lifetime of the variable. As we know, okay, like int is a data type, age is a variable. Okay, this is the value we know already, or else value we can call literal. And the main purpose of variable is what? The main purpose of variable, it is a container. It is used to store the value. Okay, now, variables are basically used to store store the values, store or hold the values, store or hold the values. Okay, so now when you are using data type, of course, there is a memory. I mean, 4 bytes allocated for that. Okay, and age is there. Age is a source to locate in your memory location to place your value, that is 25. And based on your data type, it is 4 bytes. Okay, it is 4 bytes, and you're giving size to the age. Okay, age is going to store your value, that is 25. So it is to store the or hold the values where you can store, to store in the memory locations. Clear? To store your values in the memory locations, we can use variables. And this is like the main purpose of using uh, variables. Now let us see, there are different kinds of things. So we cannot use non-static variables or else static variables inside the non-static method. Okay, for example, I will show with example also. Int fine, okay, and I'm not using any main method here, right? So just I will remove all these things. Just I will remove. Okay, now just I will write a main method. Is there any main method? No main method. Now I will write one main method. Public static environment. Public static void main. Okay, string ox. Yes. Okay, fine. Now yes. Int age is there. Int is a instance variable, and static int id is a static variable. So I can print static variables directly. Okay, some dot out dot println println. Okay, and what is that? id id is id is directly you can print id, no problem, because this is a static scope. Okay, static variable, static method, no problem, no error, it can be print. You want to access with the class name also, you can access, for example, student dot id with the class name. Directly you can access static variables. And the same way, if you try to access instance variables, then you will get error. Okay, for example, I will take this SOP statements and copy the next line. Okay, and we know already age is an instance variable. Okay, age is an instance variable. For example, just I will change age. I'm trying to instance variables not able to invoke through the class. Okay, so age. This is actually instance. Now you will get error. Okay, error. Why? Because your age is non-static. Non-static means it is instance. Okay, it means it is a instance. So not allowed not allowed to allowed to invoke from the static block, from the static block. Clear? Public static void main is what? Static block. Fine. And you can access id because it is a static variable. No problem. Once it is created, only um, once once it is declared as a static, once only memory is allocated. Memory is allocated. Okay, memory is allocated for the static variable. In instance means when your object is calling, that time the memory is allocated for that. And for the local variable, when you are invoking method, then only the memory is allocated for local variable. Once you're out of the uh, method, then there is no memory. There is no scope for the local variable. For instance, when based on based on object based on object location, the memory is allocated for that. And static, once you're declaring, once only the memory is allocated for that. Throughout the program, throughout the program, no need to mention. Okay, once it is declared, the total memory is allocated for the static variable once. Okay, no need to give memory locations separately. But instance variable and local variables are different. When you are invoking, when you are calling, that time the memory is allocated for that. Clear? that is the main difference. Now I will go into the practical example. Just wait. I will open VS Code. Then here, see, as I said that, I will clear all these things. Okay. Now here I will take a instance variable int, okay, age. Int age equal to 25. This is instance variable. Okay. Once again, I will give comments here. This is instance variable. Fine. And then one more int marks. Int marks equal to static. Okay. Static. How you can say it is a static variable? When any variable is having static keyword, then we can say it is a static variable. Okay. 80 marks. Fine. And now once again, and main is the method. Okay. As well, I will create one more method for you. Public. Okay. Without a method, first of all, I will print it. Let us see. Let us verify. This is also method. Okay. Now I'm going to print here system dot out dot print and fine. I will print marks. I will print marks concatenation in a is marks. I am printing what marks. Okay, marks is what type of variable? It is a static variable. It is a static variable. Now we are invoking marks, no problem. Clear? This program will be executed without any errors. Now I will execute it. Clear? So in the output also marks 80. Now I will change it. Okay, I will change it to age. Now I want to access instance variable in the static block. This is a static block. Okay, once again I will take one more method. Fine. This is age. This time just I want to print age. Fine. Even before the compilation, I'm getting a red color here. It means there is a error. So now I'm going to compile again, once again. This time I will get error. See, observe that error. What is the error? Non-static variables cannot. Okay, non-static variable means age. Age is a non-static. Cannot be referenced from the static context. Okay, static context means static block. So this is static block. Up to this is a static block. That's what you're not allowed to access it. Okay, so just I mentioned there, yeah, inside the class. So now again I will give marks here. Change marks. Small letter marks. In this case, no problem. You will not get any error. Fine. Now coming to the local variables. Local variables are basically inside the method. So public, public, um, static, static, void, void, display, display. Okay. This is static block. So inside this, if you want to change like a static marks equal to, now just I'm going to change because we can change the variables, right, which you are assigned the latest, that is assigned to that. Initially marks are some stored with 80 in the memory locations. Now again just I'm reassigning with the 90. Okay, it works, no problem. Variables have basic nature of that. Whatever you are assigned latest, that is assigned to that. And system Fine. Nice. Fine. Fine. Now, I'm going to print here marks. Okay. Take marks in variable. That marks in block. Fine. And then plus marks. Marks. Okay. So here inside the method, I assign marks, and this is only mark that is 80. Okay. Once again, let's I will compile it. Dot what is the error amount of println marks. Okay. Okay. Yes. Any error? What is that error? Uh, yes, it is not allowed. Okay. It is not allowed. Or and we have to invoke it. Right? We have to invoke it from the um, main method. So because that is a static method, method definitely we need to invoke. Directly you can invoke display. Okay, directly you can invoke like this. Or in the class name also. What is the class name? Variables. Okay, variables. With the class name also you can invoke. No problem. Once again, change umbrella. And in this time it is changed. See. So marks once static method. So here given what is that static variable 80. In one next time just I reassign that with 90. So that now marks is assigned with 90. That's what you are printing in SOP statement in another static block. Just observe. You are changing where in display, that is static block, and it is changed on in main static also. Main is also a static method, and display is also static method. You are changing here. You first of all you are able to use this is because of static variable. Okay, if it is non-static, if it is I will remove. Observe carefully. I will remove static method. Okay, now this time you will get queries or errors. Clear? So what is the non-static method display cannot be referenced to static context. This is we have to understand. Clear? So if it is instance means definitely with help of the object only we can invoke. Right? Now our concept is not about the object. That's what I'm not creating objects here. Right? To invoke the to invoke static to invoke static methods are static variables. Definitely to invoke objects are mandatory. Objects are required. Now our concept is not about the object. That's what I'm not creating object. So instance whatever you declare inside the method that is local. Now others I will change. Okay, I will change to the static. Static static block. In the static block, you're not allowed to use instance variables. For example, int int uh, int I will take one more id. Okay, it is not there. Here int id equal to 21, and this is instance variable. Okay, because there is no static keyword, and in static block you're not allowed to use uh, instance variables. Once again, I will compile it. I will change here. I want to print ID here. Okay, ID is not a local. sorry, not a static. What you are declared inside the method, what method? Static method. Okay, and let me uh, compile it. I will compile it. So, okay. Inside the method, it is allowed to declare the variable. So, see, this is local. This is local. Now I'm trying to print this ID outside the method. Just okay. I'm trying to print outside of the method display method. Of course, this is legally is not accepted because you're not allowed to write a SOP statement in the class directly. You can write inside the main, but after the class, you're not allowed to write uh, SOP statement because class, okay, class and variables directly you're printing SOP statement. It is illegal actually. However, I will once compile it, I will save it and compile it. So it throws the error. Okay, what is that? Reach the end of the file passing variables. So it is not allowed actually. So even I'm trying to print an SOP statement. Okay, inside the method, yes, we can print. Now I'm trying to print or invoke from the main because this is int. Okay, int variable you are declared inside the method. Now I will try to invoke from the main method. Okay, we'll check whether it is works or not. Once again, I will clear everything and go for. You can see, definitely you are not allowed to invoke it because it is a method. As you are invoking method, you can get output, but directly directly instance variables are not allowed to invoke from the non-static context because it is non-static but you are trying to invoke from the static block, definitely it won't be work. Yeah, you can declare inside the method. But see, this is a static block. You are able to take variables directly. If it is non-static, and you are not allowed to, if it is non-static means displays instance variable. You're not allowed to use static variable inside the method. Yeah, if it is display, definitely what you require object is required. Yeah. I hope you understand. Age is instance variable after the class you are declaring, and marks is the static variable because you are starting with a static keyword, right? And this is a static block. That's what without object directly class name you are invoking variables dot display. So marks is the static. That's what you can print directly here itself. Even you can invoke with the class name. Okay, variables variables dot marks, no problem. Within the same class, that's what class name is not required. If you are invoking from another class, if you are invoking static methods or static variables from another class, then definitely automation class name. Within the same class, if it is you are mentioning class name or not mention, no problem. If it is in another class, definitely automation class name. Okay, and see inside I'm declaring something. This is a local variable. You are not allowed to use another variable. Okay, for example, I'm trying to uh, invoke one more um, method. For example, public static void print. Okay, print. Now I'm trying to uh, print a ID in the method. Okay, just please wait a second and ID. Okay, actually this is what ID. your ID or ID. Okay. And the same, let's I will change here for, for ID. Okay. Let us see whether it is giving the same ID or not. Because I am declaring int is inside the display method. Now, just I want to invoke it, okay, by using a print method. The print is different. Print, okay, print again. Just I will compile it. If it is static variable, no problem, but it is local variable. We'll check once. Clear, and inside I will compile it. Okay, see, we cannot find symbol. This is how. What I said, local variable, once you are out of the method, display method, and there is no ID. Okay, you can print instead of that static variable, you can print here, no problem. And once you are out of the method and there is no ID, because it is automatically erased from the memory locations. There is no scope, there is no memory locations for ID because it is local variable. That's what you are not allowed to print in print method. Here, uh, I hope now you are clear with the local variable and instance variable and static variable. And the same way, you can print a you can print a marks, no problem. Okay, because it is a static, there is no limitation. Once you are taking with a static, automatically it is stored the memory locations. No need to give memory locations for the different times. So marks. This time you won't get any error. Here it will be executed. It will be executed without any errors. Yeah. See, ID is 21, marks 80, and marks 80. Here, I hope you understand the differences between local variable and static variable and instance variable. So, instance variables, to invoke instance variables are instance method. For example, if there is no static, if there is no static keyword, then we can call this method is instance method. We can call it is instance method because there is no static. If it is static is there, it is a static. Here, this is how the main difference. No, to invoke a instance variables or instance method, definitely object is required. And for in this program, I'm not creating object. Okay, when which concept there, we'll create a object. As of now, you can work with the static variables and static. I hope it is clear. And thanks for watching. Thank you, everyone.